Hello, hello, and welcome to another long-awaited episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. I have been missing in action for a couple of weeks. Some of you may not have even noticed, but I have. And this video is really going to be a cautionary tale for type A personalities like myself. So come on, let's chat. I'm here relaxing at the bay. And that is going to be something I'm going to be doing more of. But again, come on and I'll explain. A few weeks back, actually maybe it's been a little longer than that now, but I went to a big event. It was for what's called NARVA, National Association of African American RVers. It was a huge event in Hemet, California. Now, by the time I got there, I was already pretty burned out. Just to let you know, I had set some goals for myself this year. One of them was to reach 70,000 subscribers at age 70. Another is to reach 100,000 by my 4th year anniversary and get a plaque from YouTube. But I had reached some of these goals, but some of them I hadn't reached. So I'm really a person who is, I don't know, people say that I just push, grind. And I do tend to do that. And when I set goals, I don't set goals that are, just easy. I can just accomplish like that. I typically set goals that I really have to stretch to reach them. I don't know why I do that. It's just my personality. And I guess maybe I have a bigger sense of accomplishment if I reach something that's a little harder to accomplish. But anyhow, by the time I got to this conference, I was already worn out. I was tired. Just to let you know, I had been working on sponsorship deals, which I hadn't done in the past, but I decided it was time to start doing that with some products that I really like. I was looking at maybe doing a podcast, reaching out on looking for property, not to mention raising a special needs daughter. That in itself is really a full-time job, and there had been some challenges. And then with everything with the channel, striving and pushing, by the time I got there, I was really exhausted. And I knew that I was tired, but I really didn't realize I was on the verge of a collapse. And I got there, and I came in a couple days late. I was supposed to be there maybe 7 or 8 days, but I came a day or so later because I had some loose ends to tie up. So I did that. Plus, I'd been noting that the weather there was over 100 degrees every single day. And it was predicted to be 106, 107. And I just realized, you know what, I'm just not up to doing a whole week of 107-degree temperatures. I realized that before I left, but I didn't realize just exactly how grueling it would be until I got there. And once I got there, it was just non-stop action. I mean, they had a program every single day that was packed filled. Now, you could participate or you could not participate. They had card tournaments, they had a golf tournament, they had luncheons, banquets, wine get-togethers, flea market, I mean, you name it, parades. It was one of the most well put together and well organized events I've ever attended. And then, of course, I had brought Cuddles with me, and I had to then make accommodations for him. I thought that I was going to be able to bring him inside because the resort had said animals were allowed inside. But when I got there, the event really didn't want dogs because almost everyone had their dogs with them. And most of the people there had these huge, colossal Class A's, which had 2 and 3, probably even 4 air conditioners in them. So they were able to safely leave their dogs inside their vehicles and check on them. Well, I couldn't do that because I don't have an air conditioner in this van other than the one that comes with the van. I don't have one in the back part. So I couldn't leave him in this van at temperatures of 106, 107 degrees. So then I had to figure that out. I had a stand-up air conditioner I put in here, and then I also got an extension cord, a 30 amp, and anyhow, got that worked out. But it was a lot, and then I had to go back and forth constantly in the heat, back and forth from wherever I was to check on him in the van. So anyhow, by about the second day, I was really feeling the wear and tear. But I persevered, and there were a couple of interviews I wanted to do. One I actually didn't get to do, the 80-year-old couple, just adorable couple that had been traveling in their RVs for years, but they left a couple of days early. I didn't know they were going to leave early, so I didn't get to do that interview, but I do have another one coming up that I think is very interesting. But anyhow, so I stayed through the entire thing, and I was feeling more and more tired and more exhausted, and I just chalked it up to, hey, I've just been working hard, I need a rest. But when you're 70 years old, your body is a lot different from when you're 30. And sometimes it's hard to accept that. And I'm going to address that in another video. But by the time I got home, I felt like a tire that all the air had been let out of. And I couldn't even, this tire could not even roll. And I was so exhausted. And I just had to completely shut down everything. I even canceled my live last week, which I was planning on doing the celebration for the 70 at 70. I had to cancel that, and we're going to do it next Saturday. But just to let you know how significant that is, maybe to a lot of you, you're thinking, well, what big deal? But I think in 3 years since I've been doing lives, I've only canceled 2, maybe 3 lives. And so that's pretty significant. I canceled the live, I shut down all production, canceled all interviews, and I just rested. And every day I'd say, oh, tomorrow I'll start. And each day I realized, no, I couldn't. I really just couldn't. So this is, I guess, a call out to my other fellow A-type personalities. I feel like I need to stand up at one of those meetings and say, hey, my name is Carol. I'm a type A personality. But I'm going to be making some changes. Not huge changes, but nuanced changes that will allow me to really not ever get into the situation where I get to the point that I'm just depleted. One of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking breaks. Periodically, I'm going to take a week off and just relax and do nothing towards or for the channel. And which is hard, because even when I wasn't working, my mind was still working, and I had to kind of shut down my mind, which was hard to do, because I would see something, I think, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, that would be a great video. Oh, I got to interview them. But when you are a creator, and especially when you're hard driving like I am, it's very difficult to turn off your mind, even when you turn off your body. But that's what I'm going to do at least a few times a year. And I'm not going to do some of the things that I've done in the past. Like, there are days I've done 5 or 6 interviews in one day. One day, yes. And looking back, I'm like, I don't know how I did it. And people will say to me, I don't know how you keep going. I don't know how you keep doing this. But I have finally said, I don't know how I did it, and I need to make some changes. So I am going to be doing more videos that are just me talking about different topics. Of course, I'm still going to do interviews, because at my heart, I like hearing people's stories, and I like sharing their stories. And that is part of who I am. And I also like giving you good content that is not only informative, but helpful, especially to people who are on the road and who are starting out new. I get so many emails and comments from people who tell me, I'm going to start out van life. I don't know what to do. I don't know what kind of vehicle to get. I don't know what equipment I need. So I'm going to continue to give content that I think is valuable and meaningful and will be helpful to you, whether it's content about how to build a cardboard conversion if you're low on funds, to how to do hacks for things more cheaply for necessities. And I'm even going to do some more cooking videos. So the tone of the channel, which when I started this channel, for those of you who weren't with me at the beginning, I said my 3 goals were to, number 1, honor God. Number 2, earn some income to help provide a financial legacy for my child. And to 3, help others. And I think during the course of this channel, I've accomplished all 3 of those. And I want to continue to do this channel in a meaningful way that will continue to strive for those goals, but just at a more balanced pace. So I am encouraging any of you who are type A's, take some breaks. Don't wait until your body makes you take a break. You have some control to take the break on your own, because if you don't, you won't have control. Your body will make you, and then, it might not be as pleasant as it would be otherwise. But I just want to let you know that's one of the changes. I'm going to be taking breaks. Also, I have some great interviews coming up this week. A lot of you have been asking for an update on AJ, the teenager who was homeless, and that me and actually the whole community rallied around, including my Globies, to help him. And I have some wonderful news about him, and he's going to share that with you himself next week. I also have some other interviews, and I have a really important video that I'm going to get out next week that's going to deal with some issues, particularly for women who are on the road. And I think it'll be very helpful. And I'm going to share with you some of the things I've learned. So lots of things coming up, including a live today. If you're watching today, Saturday, at 3 p.m. I'm back in the saddle, folks. I'm back, baby. I'm back. So come join us for the live. And then next week, which I think is going to be the 19th, I think. Anyhow, whatever date Saturday is, next Saturday, I will be having a celebration with some great gifts. I'm going to be giving away 7 really nice gifts, and to celebrate 70 at 70. So I will see you. May your journeys be filled with joy and blessing. Till next time, I'll see you down the road.